A long time since I've been a capable midfielder. That's been described by that for a while, but good evening, Tom.
And Gordon Thomas.
Evening, Tom. How are you?
Even longer for this.
Yeah. Don't rub it in.
How are you getting on? Have you had a good sporting week, Gordon? What have you been watching?
Yeah, I got out and saw a bit of cricket on Saturday. The weather was a little bit dodgy in the morning, but I did get out and watch a bit of Haverfordwest versus Saundersfoot, Burton versus Cresselly. And there was one more, Hook in Division 2 we're playing as well against Carew Seconds. So I was out and about, Tom.
That's good. And again, another weekend of cricket.
Unbelievable. We have gone the whole season so far without the weather interrupting a Saturday afternoon, even though it's tried its best.
It has tried in the mornings. It has.
Yeah.
Fraser, how was your sporting week? There's been lots going on.
Yeah, pretty busy working on Wimbledon, the Test match on the weekend, and obviously the Diogo Jota funeral. Tremendously sad occasion that was. Did get out on Saturday afternoon for cricket and did get off the mark this week as well, which is a bonus. But another defeat for us, unfortunately. Llanrhian looking pretty bleak, but we'll keep fighting. We'll keep going.
Keep fighting. It's not bleak for everyone in cricket. And Fraser, we've got George Smith joining us.
Yeah, exactly. George, welcome to the programme, George, and congratulations on yesterday, Pembroke Dock in his first season as captain, and an Alan Brown winner as well. And, just looking back on the final yesterday, George obviously winning the toss, putting them in, them getting that score, and then the way Nick Daly and Jake Davies, you must have been absolutely delighted at the halfway mark.
Yeah, 100%. So we put them in and then said to restrict them to that score was massive. And then we just said, trying to even think about their score when we got to bat, just see how us boys get on. And yeah, Nick Daly and Jake Dave, sorry. Yeah, it was unbelievable to watch, to be fair. I had my pads on for 12 hours the day before and 20 hours that day as well. So I got quite bad pad rash today as well.
Yes, I was going to say number 3 didn't get a look in. But was that in your head to field first, whatever, or did you get there and have a look at the pitch? Because I remember
we've always prefer chasing, just something we've always done this year. So yeah, that was always the plan.
And for yourself, like you said, you've joined at the Dock a few years. Your first as captain, your first Alan Brown winners medal, I believe as well. Big moment of pride for you, even if it might have upset your dad a bit. But we'll come on to that in a bit later.
Yeah, it was a really good day. To be fair, I said it was really good for all the boys. So we had a tough couple of years, last couple of years, a couple of relegations. So it was definitely nice to celebrate that with the boys.
Good.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever come across it, George, where a team has battered in a final and not lost a wicket. Have you come through that before?
That's exactly
that must be some sort of record. And you've beaten them the day before without losing a wicket. Because as you just pointed out, you had your pads on for 24 hours.
That was what we spoke about yesterday. We said, has anyone ever lost a wicket? And then we went out to bat the second innings chasing 60. We were like, well, let's try not to lose one now. And to be fair, Jake and Nick, they knocked it off very easily.
Yeah.
Must be nice having that confidence of your Leeds batsmen. Just be like, right, you guys go out and have fun.
Exactly. A couple of boys like, oh, you must be raving, not bad. I was like, I'm quite happy sat here.
And obviously, Nick Daly, man of the match, great century in that first innings. But you mentioned the result on Saturday. I saw that and I thought, God, that could be a huge psychological blow to beating them so comfortably. Did that play any bearing, or was it a different Stackpole side that came out?
Yeah, it was a lot different. I think it was 5-6 changes they had. So we knew it was going to be a lot tougher than what we did. But like I said, once we had that first innings lead, that was massive then going into second innings.
I mean, from my own experience, George, we were relegated, I think, back in 2017. We'd come to the end of the road with the team we had. We went down to 3. And, it really did reinvigorate us a bit as a club. We were competing every week. We were competing at the top end. And then we had that Alan Brown Cup. We obviously played you. You've been a Stackpole side, a youngster at the time in 2019. Didn't end quite so well for you that day, but we won't go into that. But really enjoyed that competition. And it really can be an enjoyable division to be in Division 3, or ideally, I know you're in the promotion race and you want to go back into 2 now, but do you feel that going down has maybe been a positive in that it's allowed you to regroup a bit?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we weren't good enough last year. We all knew that, but I think it would have been, in a way, bad for us to actually scrape up and stay in that division because it would have just been, like, the attitude this year has been much better. I think it's when you're winning games, more enjoyable, availability is much better. And funny enough, was one of the things we spoke about when we got relegated last year, like Christmas time, stuff pre-season, was the Alan Brown. The Dock have won it quite a couple of times, and we said target that Alan Brown, try and win the league, come straight back up. But I said I don't think we'd be in this position as a club right now if we'd have actually stayed up. Like I say it's a lot of psychological going down, then rebuilding, and I think it's good division to do that in, especially with the Alan Brown as well.
I mean, you had a good few seasons back during COVID. I remember you in Division 1, the Dock, and going quite well then.
Yeah.
But obviously you must have lost a few players during that period. And as Fraser's just pointed out, winning a bit of silverware always gives a club or a team confidence. So, and you can also attract players as well from other areas because they like a bit of silverware. So is that moving forward, this promotion this season, the main aim?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we played Stackpole and played Stackpole the weekend. And even for us, the Saturday was still the more important game for us because we said, get straight back up. And then obviously when we won, then the attention's turned to Sunday. But like I said, the sole aim at the start of the season was get promoted. So obviously now we're in that title race. We want to win the league. But just as long as we're promoted again.
Poignant with you playing Stackpole, of course, the club that you came through. And I joked about your dad there, but a great man for that club. Lee Smith done so much, and a great man in Pembrokeshire cricket, actually. So, what was the dialogue between you and him last night? Probably mixed emotions for him, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I did ask him in the week, and a couple of the other, like Nick Daly spoke to him and said who you support. And he didn't actually give an answer, but deep down, I think it was definitely Stackpole. But so he put a Facebook post up as well, congratulating us. So I think it was bittersweet, like you said, but I think he's rooting for Stackpole, but I'm glad I done well, I think.
I did have my moles in the post-match celebrations, mate. We won't go through a couple of images I was sent to you later on.
Keep them to yourself, Fraser.
But I was told the Stackpole players then actually came to Pembroke Dock and joined you for a bit. Is that true? And if so, what a nice touch that is too.
Yeah, there was 5 of them back at our club, I think, to be fair. So we had a good night with them. They were there most of the night. Stack boys were all good boys, to be fair. We had a good crack.
Yeah, a great club. Yeah.
Obviously, the pub was closed by 9 o'clock, wasn't it? You know, you didn't.
Well, yeah, we were all
after
drunk.
That.
We were all drunk by then. So.
And I gather you did make work. Is that right?
I'd made work. Yeah, I think I was the only one out of everyone who actually played yesterday who did. But
you were a better man than I was in 2019 if you made it to your desk for Monday.
I could tell you a few stories about Fraser Wilson, but we can't do it on here.
No, keep that.
Luckily, we discovered working from home by then. But
yeah, for about a week.
So, George, like we've mentioned, promotion race now. You're straight back into it. Got 7 games to go. A big game coming up. They're all big games coming up this Saturday. You and Fish got pretty neck and neck at the moment. Are you confident that this won't derail you as such in terms of focus and boys will get straight back on it? Because the emotion of winning a cup and the celebrations, it can take a few days to weeks in my case back then, but it can take a few days to come down from it.
No, 100%. Yeah, so we just got to get back on it now. We got Hook second Saturday.
Big game, then.
Each game individually. Then we got obviously one eye on the Fishguard game, second to last game. So we'll just keep winning, and then cross each bridge when that comes to it. Then.
Sure.
Yeah. I was just joking with Gordon there about the fact that a weekend hasn't been rained off yet. How's that? Because playing a summer sport, sometimes it's nice to have a bonus week off. Has that not been the case with Pembroke Dock?
Not a position we're in. We've got brilliant ground staff. Yeah, there was a couple of games. It was a long game at home. I turned up here about 10 o'clock and, well, to be fair, one of the groundsmen said, this is never going to be on. And the other groundsman said, give me an hour. So we went with him and we got it on. But yeah, so the groundsman brilliant here. And we said, to be fair, once it stops raining, they usually get it on.
You mentioned the ground staff, and what I like about the Alan Brown final is a club day, isn't it? I saw the pictures, and there were a lot of club members there, second team players, ladies players, and of course juniors as well. Yeah, and they're having photos. That's a nice touch. It's a well supported day, and it just makes it more of a special occasion. I feel. Is that fair to say?
The support was amazing. To be fair, so we had a lot of the juniors were there playing cricket around the sidelines all day. A lot of the ladies team, and then the seconds boys, and then some of the older boys. It was brilliant. To be fair, they just got louder and louder and louder throughout the day. Coming back in that second innings, we were on about 40 odd, and Nick Daly blocked a ball, and he had a load of abuse from our own players.
Well, I was just about to say Nick Daly just put a message on to remind us it was 114 and 77 balls.
Yeah, well, I was told by the boys.
Well done, Nick.
Yeah, you talk about getting louder and louder. I hate to think how loud he was last night. But
didn't have much time, to be fair. 1 minute he was chops, and the next minute he was quite quiet. I think the beer took over then.
That sounds like Nick.
Yeah. Looks like most of Pembroke's watching this as well. We've got Arian Price, Louder, My Pleasure. Grace Smith, well done, boys. Up the dock, Rachel, great day for the lads and supporters. Up the dock for Abby Price. A lot of love for the club. But is it a proper community club?
Well, I'm sat in the school box now. The juniors had a game, and I can see 3 boys standing outside all watching it on their phones. So they're out there.
Fame at last, George. Fame at last, mate.
But yeah, the community is massive. So we've got the ladies team, 2 senior teams. The second's going really well as well. They're 3rd. And then we've got loads of juniors. So we've got all-stars, 9s, 11s, 13s and 15s. The 11s actually got 2 teams as well. So it's massive up here. And the buzz is really back at the dock.
Oh, that's great.
Well, your father's watching. He's just put a message on. Well done, George, and the Dock boys put up the lilies.
Up the lilies, yeah.
So you know where his heart still lies, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
We had also over on Instagram, PK Theatre, Ben Stokes mentality, #George Ball. You mentioned that you'd always put the others into bat and chase it. Where's that mentality come from?
Well, I didn't realise it was a mentality. We just said we prefer chasing, that was it. But George Ball, I haven't quite got the same ring to it as Baswell, is
it? George, I was going to say as well, like you'll go back into Division 2 next year. Obviously, you would have come down. You would have played at 45 overs at that level, wouldn't you? First and second division. You'll be going back up into 40 over now. Do you think that helps? We struggled initially when we went up. I remember a few years ago. We just that extra 5 overs. It makes for slightly longer innings. You got to rethink your bowling a little bit. Are you preferred to that format, the 40 over job?
Yeah, I haven't thought about it too much, but especially when we were playing, that 5 overs tends to be quite a big part in the game. So you get to 40 overs and guys either tend to push on or say you've got the opening bowlers coming back on. And we did find when we were in Division 2 last year, those last 5 overs, it was a massive part of the game. And say boys might switch off a little bit. And that's what I mean. It can affect the game there with the 45 over game.
And there is talk, and this is something in a wider thing in Pembrokeshire cricket, and Gordon's using it now, actually. There is talk next year of becoming mandatory, or certainly proposal to make it mandatory for pink ball and coloured kits to go through the leagues. Now, that hasn't been put on the table yet, but, they have clubs that have indicated they will put that forward. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's good. So you look up the line, like the South Wales brand, they're all using it. And they seem to have a lot of interest up there. So I think it's good. All I do know is those orange and pink balls are a lot harder than a red one. I don't know what it is. Yeah, they fly off the bat a lot harder and they hit your hands a lot more as well.
And they move about a lot early on as well. Takes from the Harris Noun this year, so you can put that away for another year too. If we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if you do get promoted or even if you don't, regardless, in terms of the dock and the building and the youngsters coming through, you've mentioned junior teams, Benton, are you confident the club's in a good place moving forward, not just for next season, I mean for the next decade or so now? Yeah,
so we've got two juniors playing our seconds now. There's 3 or 4 who could potentially be playing as well this year. There's having a bit more junior cricket. And I think there's 4 more then again after that who can play. And we also have a couple of the ladies played on Saturday for our second as well. So we've got plenty of numbers here and we've got to keep building the club.
You McDonald's made a good point, actually. The batter's getting all the attention. We should mention the bowlers. You give a shout out for Neil Gregory and a wicket for yourself as well. I saw a couple.
Yeah, I said you and Whitey started really well yesterday. And then Greg, myself and Greg's then. But yeah, we bowled really well. The first innings was massive. Like you said, if they score 140 in the first innings like they did in the second innings, then we've got a bit more of a game on our hands. So I think that was a massive. It set the tone massively, restricting them to 104 when they got some serious batters in their life as well.
And you, and of course, another former Stackpole player.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he already had Josh Davis nicked off in his first over. Yeah, after about 5 wides and no balls. So I think it was great for him and he overstepped.
And looking at the other cricket competitions further up the divisions, who are you picking to come away with silverware in the top divisions?
Oh, I got Harry Allen, is it?
Yeah.
Go on. Give us a prediction. Because we got it wrong every week.
I fancy Saundersfoot. I watched Saundersfoot against Caselli last Wednesday, I think it was. And they're a good team. They got all bases covered down there. So I do fancy Saundersfoot. They've been pushing it for a while now. Last couple of years, they've been there or thereabouts. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do it this year.
Yeah, and then you've got, did you say Hook seconds coming up this weekend? What are the fixtures are you eyeing up in the remaining 7 fixtures?
Yeah, so we've got Hook second Saturday. Hundleton as well away will be a tough game. They're on our tails slightly, and then obviously Fishguard home, second to last game. So each day is a game as it comes, and we'll see how we get on.
And hopefully the sun will stay out for even longer and you get them all played within time.
Hopefully, yeah.
You don't share your ground with any football clubs, do you? Because we're moving into football next, and Fraser, pre-season's already started.
I know, already got underway, isn't it? Ridiculous. You know,
Morris Lane doesn't like us using our pitch for cricket, let alone football.
George, thanks so much for joining us. Any last comments, Gordon?
No, I just wish you all the best for the rest of the season. You've got one bit of silverware, and hopefully you can gain promotion.
Thank you very much.
And keep that cup safe, because the way things are looking, we could be playing for it again next year.
I think they're odds-on favourite to be playing.
Every cloud is a silver lining. Really. George will tell you that, and I did that in 2019. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Well done, George. We'll let you get off the bed, mate.
Yeah,
thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
He's in the scoring box. He's there for another one.
He slept there, I think.
We're been better off, I think.
You've got a proud secretary on Instagram. Top stuff, George. And so, pass on our congratulations once again to everyone at the club on the Alan Brown victory. We look forward to keeping tabs on your scores for the remainder of the season. As I just mentioned, we're talking football next. George, thanks so much once again.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
Cheers,
George. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors have traditional values.